When Kathy Thorne, Lee Remick, gives birth to a stillborn baby, the hospital priest convinces her husband, Robert Gregory Peck, to shield her from the devastating truth. Joey didn't realize that they switched the babies. He texted me that confidentially.
I did, yeah.
He's like, wait,
sorry
they
about
switched
that.
the babies? I'm like, yeah, how did you not? That's literally like
Sorry
the
about
first
that.
thing in the first movie. Anyway,
Must have been the brownies.
how did you miss that? All right.
Oh, man.
Insisting it's God's will, the priest persuades him to substitute an orphan infant for their own, launching Robert into a bizarre conspiracy that will haunt him for the rest of his life, which is like 6 years. The horror begins on Damien's 5th birthday when his nanny stages a dramatic suicide.
Spoilers.
Yeah, it really is.
That is a
It should just say,
My
you could have just
gosh.
probably ended the... All right.
Yeah, don't even do that.
Shortly thereafter, Damien's pregnant mother plunges off a balcony and
You're not
miscarries.
serious. That's
No,
in
that really is.
That's
I didn't
not
read these
enough.
beforehand. They are really spoiling like a lot. Just say like a lot of crazy shit happens.
Yeah.
Okay. The death toll and suspense mount when a priest attempts to warn Damien's father of his satanic force and is struck dead by a lightning rod.
You're kidding.
No,
That's
it's
not on the back.
Briskly paced and breathtakingly evil, The Omen is the first film in a classic 4-part legacy of terror. Look, I know they're saying that because they packaged these together and did unique branding, but no one considers this the classic 4-part legacy. And most people probably don't even know there is a
Yeah, I
fourth
know,
one if they're
exactly.
aware of the theory. Okay, so that was your basic plot synopsis there. So basically, there's a devil baby. It was switched. There's mysteries around this baby. Is it really a devil baby? The dad's got to find out. Everyone who tries to warn him gets killed in a freak accident. And David Warner, that poor photographer, he's picking up on these omens in his photos and trying to warn him. Meanwhile, the kid has a babysitter, Mrs. Baylock, who's a Satanist who's trying to protect Damien. Hijinks ensue. Joey, what do you like about this movie?
The one thing that I told you before was the score.
Yes, Jerry Goldsmith does
Oh
all
my
3
God.
films.
The
His score
music
great.
is insane. And I was telling you before that like the subtitles always says like men chanting in Latin.
Yeah.
And I was saying like, what if it's just like random gibberish in Latin? Like, oh, he went to the farm to pick apples and drank a Mountain Dew and they're like playing it off as like some serious religious chant. But the chanting, no joke, scares the shit out of
Yeah.
me.
Yes,
It is super
The music
scary.
is so important to this. Like the movie just opens just with the theme playing. Do you know
Yeah.
what the music is called?
No.
No, tell us.
It's called the Ave Centani.
Ooh.
It's supposed to be, it's supposed to be the evil because you have Ave Maria. It's like this is the
my
evil
gosh.
version, and it actually does sound like a church like Latin.
No,
thing,
that's exactly what it
but
does
for
sound like.
evil people.
And he won an Oscar for it.
Yeah.
And it was the first time like he won and he didn't go because he didn't want to
didn't think
like
he
be
was-
upset.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And yeah, he got it.
So I told my aunt and my all her daughters who are nuns
Yeah.
How amazing.
They
That I
all
was-
became nuns.
that I was watching this movie. By God, they were very upset that I was watching this.
really?
Yeah. And it got me upset because they were upset. And then I started second guessing myself and what I was doing. I was like, you're right. What am I doing here? This
No,
is kinda
they shouldn't
fucked
be.
up.
So the 70s were big for satanic panic. But movies like this and The Exorcist actually drove a bunch of people to go back to the church because they were so scared of satanic stuff. They're like, I should probably go back to church just in case. So
Yes, and I do have a fun fact about that.
Okay.
Because I watched one of the documentaries on the making of The Omen.
Yeah.
And it said, so a part of it says, many religious scholars applauded the film for inspiring audiences to read the Bible and go back to church.
Yeah.
And then in June 1976, the filmmakers were given an award by the Catholic Graduate School of Theology for that.
yeah.
Really?
Isn't that incredible?
That's actually
here's
How
the
wild.
much
thing-
love went into this
Here's
film,
the thing. When
believe it or
people
not.
like get mad at these movies, I'm like, guys, if you watch the movie, it's not saying the devil is good. Like the movie's making a
Yes.
point to be like, oh shit, this kid better not be the devil later. That'll be really bad for everyone.
And they took it really seriously. Like when the producer pitched it to the writer of the film, the writer like dove into Revelations,
Yeah.
and I think he read the whole Bible, and
Oh,
he
no
like
shit.
literally had like the sequels ready.
Wow.
And they did have a religious advisor on set who told them, like, just so you know, you're going to invite the devil in, like, while you're making this. So I understand why they were upset.
Yeah, I mean,
Of you watching all this.
this does feel like a companion to like The Exorcist because it wasn't too far behind that, or like it was before The Exorcist, right? Exorcist
No.
It was like 3
It was
years.
after.
Exorcist
It was after.
like-
It was
yeah.
after Exorcist,
Yeah.
but
'Cause
like
this was
around that same
76.
time. Yeah.
And Warner Brothers didn't want it because they were already making the second Exorcist, I think.
Oh, what a good choice they
God.
made.
I know, right?
Oh my
Right?
God! I hope someone got fired for.
Yeah, literally.
Whoever made that decision, I hope he made like 5 other good decisions to counter that. Because like The Omen is great and Exorcist too. Everyone makes fun of that movie.
Yeah. That's a good point.
If Exorcist 4 or that new piece of shit wasn't so bad, everyone would still be shitting on Exorcist 2.
Exactly.
Oh my God, that's so bad.
It's really bad.
I did not know that. I missed
Yeah.
that. I looked up a bunch of trivia and I missed that.
Oh.
Yeah, what the thing said about it being briskly paced, it is a well-paced horror film. And it does kind of have like a little bit, if anything, one negative is the Mrs. Baylock character. Because it is fun, like this mystery, like, is he the devil? But she kind of spoils it, where she's like,
Yeah.
I'm here to help you.
Right away, yeah.
Yeah,
Right
it's
when
like,
she
okay.
shows up.
I like the journey that what's his name? Robert, right? Robert Thorne.
Yeah, Robert
I
Thorne.
liked what he has to like go on. He's like, wait a minute, there are some weird things happening with my kid, and a lot of coincidences. And I like the whole investigating he does. I love when they go to the graveyard.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
So good.
That's one of
Yeah.
my favorite scenes when he goes to the graveyard and like all the Rottweilers attack. Which again, being a little kid and watching this movie with a Rottweiler in the room,
That enhances the
That
experience.
made it scarier for me because
Yeah.
when I was a kid, I was deathly afraid of dogs. So I saw that and I was like, I'm out of here, man.
although my dog hated this movie because like when this scene would come on, my dog would literally be like.
Oh my god.
Oh,
It's like it would like start looking for other dogs. Like, what is that?
They
What's going
sense
on?
evil.
Okay, can we talk about Damien with animals?
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
so why are some animals like giraffes and baboons
right.
afraid of him, but then like crows and Rottweilers and dogs that hunt foxes, they're not afraid of him? What?
Well, of course, crows are working with the devil as well as the creeper in Jeepers Creepers.
Oh, that's right.
They're in cahoots, right?
Yeah, we brought it all together.
They're in cahoots, right? So they're not
okay.
involved. But everybody else, yeah, they're
Oh,
freaking
gotcha,
out.
gotcha.
Stems from the creeper.
That's right. It's a shared universe.
Look, Casey, it's been a long time since I went to church.
Okay.
Can giraffes and baboons be baptized? Is that one of it? Were these Christian giraffes? I just want to know why. Like, if animals are afraid of him, like, why wouldn't every animal be afraid of him?
I think it's Joey's point. I really think the
Are there
crow
just
thing.
some evil animals?
That's
out
I
there?
exactly
think there
it.
are. There are.
That's
But then that
exactly
means
it.
Rottweilers are evil, and my Rottweilers were great.
No, you know.
My first one had like his brain went bad. I
Oh,
mentioned that on
why
previous
is
episodes. They had to.
yours?
My mom was pregnant with my sister, and this dog was like kind of losing its mind, and it growled at me, and she's like, "Well, no, I'm not taking chances." My second
Stop
Rottweiler was
it.
great though. How dare you call my Rottweiler the devil?
Sorry.
No, I love the scene where they go to the zoo and the giraffes are like, ah!
Yeah, they turn and run.
I'm like, are the giraffes aware of the devil?
That's me when I see
Do
dogs.
you know how they got the baboons to freak out?
I know. I was wondering that.
I might be confusing my stories. I think they either put a baby baboon or maybe like a female baboon. I think
It was
a,
like the head baboon or something, not a baby, because they didn't react to the baby.
Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, they didn't react to the baby, so
Yeah.
they put like the alpha or
The alpha,
like,
yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and that's how they got the baboons to like jump on the car and like freak out.
Like, why would
Really?
they put this many people in danger?
Yeah.
And the animal handler, that was what. Oh, because this movie's super cursed, by the way.
Oh, I've seen like the Omen curse stuff.
Yeah.
Same with Exorcist.
But like
Oh.
the handler for the animals, like got it. I think he died. Oh yeah, he was killed by a tiger.
Wow. Wow. I mean, if you work with dangerous animals,
Yeah,
the like.
yeah.
I'm just saying that's one of the things.
You don't have any tigers around here, do you?
No, that doesn't really seem like a curse. I mean, that just seems like it comes with the territory. Now, if you
Come
s-
on.
It's a little
Casey,
fishy.
Casey, if you said
There's fish in the movie.
if you said the guy who was catering on a different scene was walking home and then he got attacked by a tiger, I'm like, holy shit, this movie's cursed.
Well, I watched the episode of it cursed on Shudder.
Yeah, I think I watched
It was
that.
kind of boring, to be honest. It was a lot about witchcraft. I'm like,
Yeah, because a lot of the cursed movie stuff, if you look into it, it's like, guys, these are just coincidences you're reading a lot into.
not this. I think there's a lot.
The poltergeist one.
That one's the most cursed, I think.
Yeah, I love the whole like mystery behind everything. That graveyard scene when you find out, that's when it's like confirmed. It's like, oh, his mom is a jackal. I'm like, oh God, I'm raising the baby, the demon baby. Then he finds out that his kid was killed.
I know.
Oh,
And
and
he was
then you
like,
see
oh
the
my God,
skeleton.
they didn't even like, they just
I
hit him.
really thought it was stillborn, but no, they killed it. That is so
They are,
sick.
Casey, I don't know if you know this, but evil devil worshippers are pretty bad people.
Sorry. Yeah.
And I'm not talking about the Church of Satan. Those are just annoying hippies. But the devil worshippers in this movie, they're really bad.
Yeah, they're
people.
full blown
Really
bad
bad.
people.
But yeah, we were talking. It's like, so who's doing the weird Final Destination stuff? Is that the devil? Because then why does it like?
You know, it's beyond our comprehension
It's just
here.
Damien's presence.
I guess so, but like sometimes it'll be like a series of coincidences will kill someone, and then other times it's like a dog is gonna bite someone, and the other time it's like I'm just gonna send the nanny to do it.
So you did it say like Final Destination did take inspiration from the Omen?
Maybe it did. Check my Final Destination episode. I don't remember.
Okay, I will watch it. I'll
Maybe.
I
rewatch
don't
it.
remember if I brought that up. I think I remember I like
That's
Final
so
Destination because
cool.
it reminded me of this.
Okay.
It is definitely a 70s Final Destination for sure.
Yes.
Damien's so cute.
He is. He's like
He's
a really.
such a cute
it's so
kid.
funny. I don't think the kid knew even what the movie was about.
If he did, I have some questions for the parents. Good lord.
But here's the thing. Okay, maybe this dips into the sequel a little bit. Like, we're all on the same page. Damien knows he's the Antichrist, right? It's
Not at that age.
Well, no, in this movie, it makes it seem like he is like in on it. Because when Mrs. Baylock's like, and he's like, all right,
Dude, he full blown drives his big wheel into the stand that his
yeah,
mom's
Mrs. Baylock
standing
just
on.
opens it, just like, here you go. Here you
Like
go.
he knows.
That falling effect, the mom falling and in the ground. Do you know how
God.
they did? Did you look up how they did that?
Remind me.
When the mom falls
Yeah.
from the balcony.
What's the effect?
So did it look weird where she's like, ah? So the floor was actually vertical, and the
Wow.
goldfish were like painted anchovies,
Yes.
and they like glued glass. So she's on a dolly in front of the wall. So they're pushing her toward the wall, and that's when she's like, ah! So she's just standing up like, ah!
Oh, that's amazing.
Not the best effect.
No,
I get what they were going for, but the way it just moves so slow, it looks real corny compared to everything else in the
There's
movie.
definitely better effects in this movie, but it's not horrible.
No,
It's not
Great
terrible.
effects. Speaking of the kills, the priest. God, what's his name? Because he comes back in
Brennan?
first film. Yes, Brennan.
Yeah,
thank
that's
you.
what it is. Yeah.
His kill with the lightning
Yeah.
rod just stabbing
Oh,
through
full
him.
blown Jeepers Creepers 4
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah, of course.
That's
Jeepers
right.
Creepers. Well, that's what I was thinking.
Go
Yeah,
watch
exactly.
our episode.
I have luckily forgotten most of that.
I
movie.
am jealous. I think about it every night. Go watch our
That movie
Jeepers
really
Creepers
broke
episode.
you.
Yeah. Oh god, that movie. I can't stop thinking
The only
about
time I'm reminded of Jeepers Creepers 3 or 4 is when the main actress from each movie makes a post on Instagram because like I thought they were cute and I followed them. And I remember being like,
it. Did the same thing.
I'm sitting there like, who is this chick? She's cute. I'm like, why am I following her? And I had to look up like, oh yeah, Jeepers
beautiful.
Yep,
Creepers.
I did the same thing. God damn.
So that kill's really good with the lightning rod. Like I said, the nanny killing herself in the beginning.
Ooh,
Which I
brutal.
forgot was that early on.
Yeah.
I was not expecting that.
Yeah,
so
like
soon.
I said, the action happens early.
Yep.
There's really no slow scene. Well, there's slow
pacing's
scenes,
good.
but not boring scenes. And again, I think the music constantly going like, oh, like
Oh,
you're just like,
dude.
oh, something's
It
happening.
drags it along. I love it so much.
Yeah.
If this movie didn't have the music that it had, I don't know if it would hit as good because it
Well,
adds a
you've-
lot.
Well, you've seen The Omen 2006.
Oh, that's true.
But there's like this sense of dread throughout the whole. Like the only time like the movie is like calm is when they're doing like the montage of Damien growing up, and then there's that moment where he disappears for a minute.
Which happens a few times.
Oh,
like, Watch
man.
your children, people.
The biggest thing that scared me in this movie was I had my sliding glass door open to my balcony,
Oh, yeah.
and I'm in my office, and the wind hit the
Oh.
thing.
Oh my god!
It scared the fuck out of me.
I gotta tell you, WrestleMania. Sorry, we're filming this the day after WrestleMania. I got video of what I'm talking about. So me and my cousin, I screwed up the Uber. I sent us to the wrong part of Philly. Not like the bad part. Like I was supposed to go to South Street and I wasn't paying attention and it sent me to like South Broad Street, some random address. And we got out of the car. I'm like, wait a minute.
What's going on here?
Where we're supposed to be. I'm like, oh God. You know how like it autocorrects to like the thing. I'm like, I screwed up. So we're sitting there and we're waiting for the second Uber to show up. And I'm looking over, there's like this huge metal blue curve thing that's just like the wind's blowing it. It's making this sound. We're like, where did this come? What is this? This is like part of like a truck or something. We were like real confused by it. So we're waiting. And then we're hearing this like tapping sound like on top of the building. I'm like, what's going on? I look up, this big metal thing was on top of this building in Philly and pieces were like falling. It fell off the top of this building and it could have killed someone.
Oh my God, it could have killed you if you were there 10 minutes before.
Yeah. So I'm sitting there and then we look up and we see the other one shaking and they're also rusted. I don't know what they are. I took a video of the one on the ground and them shaking. I'm just like, he's like, oh, I guess that's where I came from. I'm like, Frankie, I just watched like 5 movies about this thing. I'm like, we have to step further back.
Wow.
That's horrifying.
And I texted you about, did I text this to you too? On the way to my gym, on the way to the gym. The fans are loving my gym bro douchebag thing. No, don't show yours. They're better than mine. It's gonna make me look bad.
Sorry about
no,
that.
don't show yours either.
Sorry about that. Those are mine's CGI.
Hold on.
All right, dude.
I'm embarrassed now. Thanks.
No, just roll up your sleeves. It's fine.
No.
Just show off your cool
it's fine,
tattoos.
It's fine. So nothing happened. I didn't go. So on the way to the gym, like I'm going down the street here, and I stop, and there's just like these crows in the middle of the street. I like sent him a picture.
Oh, no.
I sent him a picture of like I'm not making it. I made it an Instagram story. You might have seen it. I put the Omen theme in it.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
I'm like, guys, I'm
I
not
did
making
see
it to
it.
the gym.
Dude, that
today.
was hilarious. I was telling you the whole ride here, I was seeing crows on trees, and I'm thinking, boy, I'm going to die today.
Yeah, and it's the
Bad.
eclipse today.
Yeah, we're filming this the day after WrestleMania and during the eclipse.
Oh, God.
Wow. We were all
Which the
affected.
eclipse was great. I liked I looked at it today and I love the part where there was just a giant cloud over it for 2 hours.
That was
I
awesome.
saw it. I thought it was great.
I saw it for occasionally there'd be like a hole in a cloud. I'm like, oh, I can see it.
Yeah.
And then, like,
Yeah.
oh, now it's gone again. So yeah, the
He
lightning.
totally looked like Damien in the viewfinder. I'm sorry, but you do.
Oh, my
I
God.
can't see that great. But
Oh, my God. Someone check my scalp immediately. Now.
don't you see yourself?
I do. And you know what the problem is? Is me and Damien are the same height. He might be 6, but
I know. I mean, wait.
guys,
Looks exactly like him. Oh man.
Okay, that's distracting. Get back.
anybody have a
Wow.
Rottweiler?
So the best kill in the movie, David Warner's decapitation.
Yeah.
This is probably, I'm thinking this might have been the first decapitation I've ever seen in the film. The fucking glass pane that cuts his head off, and the fact that it rolls on top of the glass, and if they play it like 3 times, I'm like, oh my God.
Again, I never saw the first one, so when this happened,
Yeah.
I jumped out of my chair.
Yeah.
Because I did not think they would get that gruesome in like 1976. Like in the 80s, yeah, I could totally see that
Yeah.
happening. But this, I was like, holy shit, man.
And
Brutal.
David Warner, I love David Warner. Like, he's a great actor.
Oh,
So
killer.
he was really cool in this. This might have been my first exposure to him. Gregory Peck from the Kill a Mockingbird. He's
Classic.
really great in this. A lot of guys like didn't want this role of Robert Thorne,
Uh-huh.
and it ended up being him. One of the guys who turned it down ends up playing his brother in the second movie. I guess after the first one did really well, he's like, oh yeah, I'll be available
I'll do
for the
it.
second one. He plays Robert's brother, who was never mentioned in the first one. I love that trope. I've done that trope before. Just because it annoys me, I'm like, well, I'm gonna do it.
But speaking of like decapitation,
Yeah.
someone related to someone who worked on the film was decapitated the
Okay.
same way.
Okay, that's a little bit more. I could buy that being a little bit more like crazy and coincidental. If you work with dangerous animals getting eaten by a tiger, that's not as crazy to me. I'm sorry. What did they do for a living?
What?
The
Who?
person who got decapitated.
I think that was. I feel like it was the costume designers.
Okay, yeah, that's weird. That's weird.
I don't know the facts. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so that scene's cool. Then the movie introduces this plot element real late from Bugenhagen. I love saying that.
Yeah,
Yes.
I love
Bugenhagen.
saying that
Yes.
guy's name, Bugenhagen. And I like at this point, even like Gregory Peck is like still unsure if he's gonna kill Damien or not. It isn't until David Warner gets his head cut off, but we get introduced to the daggers of Megiddo.
Megiddo, yeah, I think that's what it is. Look it
Let
up,
me go
please.
look this up. The daggers of Megiddo.
Megiddo.
Bugenhagen. Bugenhagen.
Bugenhagen
tells
Megiddo.
of the daggers of Megiddo. So there are Satanists that are trying to make the Antichrist rise. Then we find out that there's also other people like Father Brennan and Bugenhagen. Who are trying to prevent it from happening. They have that poem that runs throughout all the movies, like when the Jews return to Zion, blah, 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 blah. So, like, the end times are coming. He's here. We got to stop it. And he tells him, it's like, he has the mark on him. And he's like, I've never seen it. It's like, it's probably on his hair, buddy. I don't know what to tell you. So we get told, and this is very important, the first dagger will extinguish his physical form. It's like, but you have to use all the daggers in a holy place. It's a very convoluted plan.
Wow.
I don't know. I don't know who came up with these daggers and whatnot, but it's like, how about we just do one dagger?
Yeah, that fast track it a little bit.
So yeah, that's what happens. But then the movie has the tragic ending. You think he's gonna do it. He gets that dog locked up because he's pissed. He's like, well, they
Yeah.
killed my wife.
The maid or the babysitter's gone.
Yeah, he takes out the babysitter with
Yeah.
like what, the salad fork
Yeah.
or something.
That's so cool.
And he grabs Damien and he pulls him out of church.
Dude,
and, like,
just like hanging
Yeah.
on to him, dude.
and I like that moment because he knows for sure he is the Antichrist because he finds the mark. And he still can't do it at the end. He's like, and then he gets shot with bullet time. Joey was like,
so cool.
It's like early bullet time.
It
Bullet
is
coming out of the
super
gun.
sick.
And then I think this really helped the movie become really memorable. That cliffhanger, not cliffhanger, but like that ending
Yes.
where they're in the cemetery and they're like, Mr. President, your car's waiting. And it's like Damien's with the brain. He's like smiling.
Yeah. He turns around. Oh, man.
It is such a good, dark, disturbing ending.
So good.
It really points out like the nihilism and
Yeah.
like the overall dread of the movie. Like there's not a happy ending.
Because Exorcist had a happy ending.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, we got rid of the demon. It'll come back later. But we got rid of the demon. Everything's happy and it's great. And this one, it's like, we're fucked.
Yeah, exactly.
And Damien only smiled because Richard Donner kept saying, "Don't you dare smile. Don't you dare. If
Really?
you smile, I will be so angry." Yeah, because he had to keep provoking him to get certain reactions.
Yeah.
And he smiled, and it's the perfect
That's
gold.
It
actually
was-
kind of funny.
Yeah,
It's
money shot.
iconic now. The him smiling is iconic.
He's
How
the-
old was he when
he's
they
the
were
best
filming
Damien.
this?
It had to be 5 or 6.
5 or
yeah.
6, yeah.
What happened to him? What's he do?
I don't know.
Is this his only movie?
Maybe he likes.
We looked up the Damien from the sequel.
Yeah.
That's the only
I
one
didn't
that
look
we
up
know
this
about.
Damien.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Like, I'd meet him at a convention.
Huh?
I'd want to meet
Oh,
him
wait,
at
wait,
a
wait, wait.
convention. What?
I think he has a cameo in the remake. Hold on.
Oh, no way.
Oh, I thought you meant like a cameo,
Yeah.
like the app. I was like, yo, can we order one for the episode?
All right, I'm sorry. No, I don't mean the app Cameo where you can pay people
That's
to
right.
say things and do shout outs. But if you do have that app, check out cameo.com/Tony Peluso and I will do a shout out. I'll read a wrestling promo in character. That's a thing people want me
You'll
to do.
break up with somebody,
I'll
right?
break up with someone. I had to motivate a guy
Nice.
to like hook up with a hot girl.
Nice.
And I told the guy, I'm like, why are you picking me of all these people? It's like, I'm the worst person for this fucking shit.
I totally thought he meant the app,
Yeah,
too.
same.
Can we order one?
Hold on.
I would literally pay for it so we could do it for the episode.
Oh, I hope he does have a cameo in the
What?
new one.
Wait, are we
No,
talking
not
the
new one,
remake or the new
2006
one?
remake.
Oh,
Hold on,
he
hold on,
does.
hold
I
on,
think
hold
you're
on.
right.
If that's the
Darn
case,
it.
that's wild.
Yes, he's tabloid reporter number 3 who gets punched in the Omen remake.
Oh, okay.
He only did he did a TV movie after the Omen called Gigan the Savage.
Nice.
And
That's
then
a
the
classic.
Omen. And I guess he ended up doing other stuff.
Cool. I bet he's
He's a property developer.
Good
wow.
for him.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Nice.
It's kind of like how the guy who played Danny in The Shining had a cameo in Doctor Sleep. He's like one of the guys in the baseball stand.
Hang on.
Cool.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's cool as shit.
Yeah.
Wow. You learn something new every day on Hack the Movies.
I just know the kid from It is in something. Oh, he's in the
He's
new
in the new
It.
It, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't
the-
remember his name.
Ben.
Yeah.
The kid that plays Ben in the 1990 It plays one of the office guys in the new It.
The sequel, the It Part 2?
It Part 1.
Oh, okay.
Part one, and
Yeah.
it's the second one because we see the older one.
Oh, yeah, it is
'Cause
the older
we
one.
think it's
Yep.
Yeah.
we first think it's gonna be
It's
him,
him.
and then it's the really
You're
good-looking
right.
actor.
Yep.
I
He
don't
was
remember.
good-looking.
Very
I don't
cool.
remember too much of that second It movie
Yeah.
because it wasn't very good.
Speaking of second movies,
Did you have any more notes for one, or
I did not.
you have anything else you want to say about one?
No, I think we should just move on to the second one. I'm
It's,
getting kind of scared.
It's a perfect
Ooh,
suspense.
but I have my rosary beads.